Live now. Hope we are live. Yeah, we are live. Nice. Alright, so we are live now. Perfect. Hi everyone. Chord level. Okay, so what are we up to? Is there some echo? Hey, hi Gagan here. Thank you for joining. What's up? Achha, I think I am playing it on 2 tabs. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now it's good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Guys, give me a second. I need to find the pen. So let me quickly be right back. Okay, I found it. Okay, alright. I'm back. Just a minute. Sorry, I was searching for my pen tablet pen and I couldn't find it at that time. Now I have it. Alright. Cool. So how are you all? Whoever is here, please say hi and let me know. Okay, don't hesitate. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Alright. Alright, okay. Hi Abhinav. Hi Ed. Thank you for being here for 2 streams so far. How are you? How did you come to know about this stream, by the way? I was just curious. By the way, do you have Netflix subscription? We probably not. That's why we are trying to build our own Netflix for local videos so that we can avoid the Netflix subscription. Let's save some money, right? Anyways, who watches Netflix here? Well, people do. Just subbed some time ago, got recommended today. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. Okay. I hope you enjoy. In case you have any queries, if you have any doubts, if you don't like anything, just feel free to be critical about it. Today it's about Netflix design, right? But so I'm gonna call it local flicks. Kind of feels weird, I don't know. So just wanted to replace net with local, because what we are trying to do, so let me tell you, right, what we are trying to do. Okay, came into my mind when I was thinking about what are the projects we can build, right? So this is just something when we usually scroll through our file manager, right? So probably we can call it a file manager, but just for videos. So when you have a file manager here, right, usually what happens, you have probably a menu here. Okay, on the top you have a menu, right? Over here you have just documents, downloads, whatever, recents and all, right? And then you have an empty space here. Hey, hi Chaitanya, thank you so much. Yes, long time. It's been a long time. Thank you. Yes, please make sure that if you're here that like, and if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. But anyway, so I was talking about a file manager, right? So this is a file manager. I of course could have opened a file manager, but I would like to draw it here so that we can customize it according to our needs. Okay. Yeah. Hi Puli. Yes. It's been such a long time, right? Liked it. Hi Sandeep. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. This really appreciate it. Right. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? So you see usually what a file manager looks like, right? Let me zoom in for you as well. Can I zoom further? No. Okay. This is okay. All right. Okay. Now what usually happens, right? So you have probably files listed here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say. So these are the 12 files that you usually see, right? And then you have an option to view. You can view these files as probably thumbnails, right? You can view these files in a detailed mode, right? That you can just see them as a list and all, right? So there are multiple ways, and then also you have small, right? And you can have medium, right? And then you can have large. Of course, you can't go double XL and XL. That's not a, we are not buying a t-shirt here, but we have these details over here, right? So you can have multiple options, right? So suppose you have these files, okay? So we are going to consider a very specific use case, right? When you have these files as videos, okay? So just consider files which are videos, okay? So what that means, okay, just, you know, combination of frames, of course, but let's consider some formats, right? MP4 probably, .mkv, .flv as well, used to be popular at that time. Not sure how much popular it is right now. What's the Apple one? I don't know. MOV, yeah, thank you. Yes, so I have Mohit in my Discord as well, so he's just guiding me through. So right, so you have these videos as well over here, right? So these are the formats that we are going to accept for now. Let's just assume these are the 4 formats, okay? Now what happens? So you have these files over here, right? What you would like to do when you open Netflix, you see that you get a really nice view of, let's say, first video, then you have second video, then you have third video. Let's say you have this continue watching, okay? So this is the continue watching, right? So what you have is first, second, third. So there you have 3 videos in continue watching, and then you have a next click where you can just click and go to the next videos, right? Now you can hover on it. So you can hover, right? And you can preview it, right? So that's a really good example, right? We use it all the time where we want to see, okay, which episode we were on and all. So that makes a lot of sense for probably series, or not necessarily for films, because maybe it makes sense, but it's not a deal breaker for us right now, because in local videos we don't really care whether we see the whole preview. We just want to see the thumbnail of it, right? That's the most important thing, right? The next thing is, of course, the thumbnail, right? So usually I'm pretty sure that you get to decide what thumbnail you want for your series. So that's how Netflix works. They don't, maybe they have an option for you to just, you know, for them to decide which thumbnail you should have, but most of the times that people will decide, okay, hey, you know, I want, this is my thumbnail for my movie, right? So of course it comes from users, and I expect that Netflix should also have a default thumbnail as well, right? So we have two options over here, okay? By the way, I hope you guys can see the screen. In case you cannot see the screen, my photo cuts it off. Mohit, you can let me know, or anyone can in the chat can also let me know. Sandeep says, nice and soothing background music too. Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It was a really hard work. Like me and Mohit spent 30 seconds in deciding on this music. So yeah, you can just say that our first choice is usually good. So yeah, but thank you. I'm glad you like it, right? So these are the few options that I was thinking that these are very cool, right? Now think about this use case, right? I'm gonna talk about the motivation why we want to do it, right? Because it's important that you talk about, okay, why is it needed, right? And are there any alternatives? I don't really care about it, because we are just doing it for learning. If you were doing it for business, I would of course think about competitive market and all. It doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter at all, right? So what is my motivation here, right? So suppose you have a mobile, and this happened with my mother, that she said that I want to clean up things, okay? And she said that, okay, I'm out of storage. So what you have is, usually you have a camera folder, right? And when you click on it, you have lots of images and lots of videos, right? So you will have .jpg, you will have png as well, mostly PNG, I guess, and then you have let's say MP4 videos as well, right? Now what you want is, you want to probably, like, whenever I have to clean up these MP4 files, I have to open them, and then I have to see what they are, and then I have to decide whether I need to clean it or not, right? So this is a really tricky decision that you might want to take, right? So this is time consuming, right? And of course in mobile, if you try to copy it to your local file system, then you can probably have a thumbnail view and all, but it's not really like because you know what happens, that you have an image and you have a video. You can't really distinguish between both of them, because they both have a thumbnail at the end, because you're viewing them as a thumbnail. So usually you have to, probably there's a video sign over here that usually comes up, or you can see the file size and all, right? So that becomes obvious, right? So but it's still a lot of work and not really handy, right? So of course, if you want to delete, file manager is the best choice. But what if you want to just scroll through and decide, okay, I want to view this one, I want to view this one. So what if we could have a Netflix just for our local files, right? I think that will be very cool, right? So that's what I wanted to do. And the reason I call it like Netflix, because of the UI, right? The way it's organized, like I think I really like it over Prime Video and any other platform. Of course, we are not comparing with JioCinema here, right? We are talking about Hotstar, Sony Live, Prime Video, Amazon Prime, of course, and Netflix, right? And Netflix really shines on that because the UI is very smooth. You can click on, you can just hover on a video and all of that. But now comes a very important point. Now it's not that easy that it looks like, right? Okay. I mean, of course, you guys know that it's not easy, but I just want to talk about some challenges as well, right? So what can be the challenges moving forward? So of course, you have some private videos, right, as well, that you don't want people to see. And let's just say a wink. Okay. Right. So what happens that when you, with Netflix, what will happen that usually you hover, then you can preview. In this local flicks, you don't want people to preview your videos, some of your videos, of course, not all. So by default, we will not have hover and preview, right? We will not have this one. Okay. We will not have this one available, right? Now how to decide whether it should be private or public, then we can probably decide on later. For now, we can have everything as public by default, and they can have, so in the local flicks, they can have a mode, right, where they can have preview on hover, right, and they can have no preview on hover. Okay, so they can decide themselves. So it's we leave this to them for them to decide. Okay, can we say that local flicks is a local server for all your videos for complete family at one place? Yes, I like, I don't mean to manage multiple file systems. Like, let's say if everyone is connected through LAN, I don't mean to manage it through this thing, but I of course plan that whatever folders you have, whatever files you have on your system right now, you should be able to manage and just browse through them easily. So right, it should be a file manager for your local videos. So that makes sense. Yes. So I think that's a good definition for what you said. Yeah, Sandeep, does that make sense? Is it exciting for you all? Like, does it make sense that what we are trying to do here? Because you see, so as a product point of view, it may not it may not look like another Netflix, and of course, and we are not trying to do it, but through this experiment, through this project, we will learn a lot of things. I'll talk about one thing that like Mohit asked me a lot about, and it might look very simple problem, but it's actually not simple, right? It requires you to probably think and also experiment or just look at how others are doing it. It's about how do you decide a thumbnail of a video, right? So what should be the thumbnail of the video, right? Now, of course, when we are in the local file system, people are not uploading videos and deciding, hey, this should be the title of my video, this should be the description, and also it's not really a Netflix where you are browsing films and series necessarily, right? These are recordings, these are meeting recordings, these are your just personal videos and all, right? So this thumbnail should be decided by ourselves, right? We have to figure this out. Now, one thing I would definitely like to do is I will have to, I'll go through a source code. So we'll be going through source code of one of the file managers, okay? So I think that's one thing that you can leverage through the open source world. So we'll be going through the source code of one of the file managers that give us this option, right? Give us this option, and by this option I mean default thumbnail, right? So when you view them as a thumbnail, you see these thumbnails. Now what they are, right? Are they the first frame, right? Are they the first frame, or maybe they of course, like usually in a video, first frame is probably going to be a black screen and all, right? Especially if it's a movie, you will see them that is a black screen. So not necessarily it will have the content that you're looking for, right? Is it the 10% of the video, right? I mean, just take the 10% of the video. What I mean is that, let's say the length is, let's say 60 minutes, right? So you take the 6th minute, right, and you take that frame, right? So is that what you're looking for? So these are the questions we need to answer, and I think going through the source code of one of the file managers that does it already is going to help us a lot, right? And especially how they do it, what's the algorithm for that. So we will be considering that, and of course we'll be following our intuition as well, right? Now, intuition wise, let's talk about it, because I don't want to copy someone else's work before we think. Of course, if we have to copy, we will do that. Because of course, like, you know, it's a learning thing, and if we see that someone has done it better already, if we see research papers on that, we will just follow that. Okay, but what about the intuition? What do you feel about thumbnail? Okay, so that's something that we will come on it later, but we have to design this whole local flicks keeping these things in mind, right? The other thing that I was also probably we should consider is that, let's say, if so when you run this, right, local flicks, right, on a local system. Okay, I think I spelled it wrong. Local flicks, right? So let's say you have it as a server. So right, Sandeep mentioned, right, it is basically a local file server just for videos, right? Now suppose a person comes up with 2 GB RAM, right, and they're already playing a video in background or some YouTube HD video, so or whatever, right, they're using Windows. Okay, let's just consider that. So 1 GB is already occupied, right? So 1 GB RAM is available to you, right? And how much can you leverage from this RAM to make local flicks the fastest possible platform, right? So of course you have to consider this thumbnail computation, because, you know, if a file is of huge size, that means it's going to be, let's say, probably 2 GB in size, right? Usually these files are very huge, right? So how would you do that, right? How would you calculate the thumbnail in real time? Whether you want to index it before only, because maybe when you're setting it up, you can just ask, hey, you know, give us 1 hour. We are going to go through all the videos of your file, and then we are going to, you know, do the computation. Sit back and relax, and once this is done, you'll be able to see all the existing videos. In case you add a new video, it will take some time. So I'll talk about that as well as a design. So Sandeep says thumbnail could be generated by one algo I have in mind. The computer processes frames at regular intervals, like every 20 frames. Compare all the frames in the chain. If some look the same, then discard and keep only unique frames, and later from the unique frames filter the most info. Yeah. Yes. Of course, Sandeep, thank you so much for sharing this. This makes sense. Now I have a question for you, right? I'm just not gonna discard this idea. I'm gonna cross question about this. Okay, please don't mind. Just I have this question in mind, because as I said, not everyone will have a huge, like, powerful system with themselves, right? So how would you do it? Because if you load a single 2 GB video in your memory, that's already gonna cost you a lot, and it's gonna slow down the video, right? So we have to think about the performance as well as the output, right? Whatever the output you're getting, so it's efficiency as well. So we will have to think about both of the scenarios. Now, of course, you can have the best quality. You can judge the image quality. You can say that, okay, this contains most number of people, so that's why it's very good. It contains most number of objects. You can consider all these things. Now, the problem is that this amount of computation, whether it's required or not, that's the question, right? So these are the few questions we need to answer, and I'm going to consider all these questions while we design this system. And moving forward, we might change and we might improve. But for now, we would like to decide, right, whether we want to be, really good with performance, or we really want to be good with the output and all, right? Oh, I thought we'll be doing it on a server like Xeon or something, kept at our home. Yes, like at the end that should be done, right? We have to leverage the cloud service, but I'm also thinking, like, we want it to be offline at some point of time, right? Maybe we will ask them, hey, we need internet while you're trying to add new videos. But when you don't have an internet, you will only have those videos which have been processed, right? So that's one thing that is definitely there, but you can't really process videos on cloud, because then there are privacy issues, right? Because what we'll have to do is we'll have to transfer these videos somewhere, right? And of course, a lot of videos on your local file system will be private. You don't want them to be on the cloud, right? We already don't want them, right? So there are lots of complex questions we need to answer before going forward, right? Hi Pingdrip, hi Kushi, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, good evening. How are you? What's up? आज किसका ऑपरेशन किया तुमने? आज किसको जिंदा किया? God level. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग है, थैंक यू सो मच. मैं ग्रीन टी रखा हूँ अपने साथ, डॉक्टर आई तो बता देता हूँ. आई एम जस्ट गोना टेक ग्रीन टी आफ्टर सम टाइम. यार ऐसा होता है क्या कि यू कैन नॉट हैव ग्रीन टी इन द इवनिंग एंड ऑल? XNNS, that's a cool name by the way. How should I pronounce it? XNNS. That's not bad. You're also into system design, good to hear. Yeah, I mean, like, see what happened, that I was giving interviews recently, right? And I realized I had to give a system design interview, right? Now, honestly speaking, while working, I've already designed a lot of systems. Just that I wasn't really aware of the terminologies, right, that we people use. Oh, if what do you call it? Availability, for example, eventual consistency, all of these things, right? Of course, if you just go to the definitions, we already know about it. So that's what I want to do in this video, that we don't want to rush the implementation for it. We don't want to say that, hey, we are going to clone Netflix and then we are going to change a few things. I'm not a React expert at all. So I'm not even thinking about whether we will build it in Rust or whether we will build it in JavaScript as a front end and all. That's not a question that we are here to answer for now, this video, right? In this video, what we are going to consider is how should the design be, how should it look like? What are the questions that we should answer before moving forward? So these are the things that we are trying to answer today. And of course, thank you so much for joining, guys. Can you please subscribe to my channel if you're here? 769 subscribers. Can I expect 770 today? But please don't make fake accounts, of course, because that goes at some point of time and then I feel bad about it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining though. Thank you. Yeah. So these are the things that we need to answer. What are the other questions that come into your mind? Come on, guys, let's talk about it. What are the other things that I'm probably missing here? Yes. That's what we are here for, bro. Let's do it. Let's brainstorm about it, right? What are the other questions that I'm missing right now? So we have already talked about thumbnail. Let's talk about, think about it, right? So how is it going to look like? Because video title is not on us. Whatever the video file name is, we will just keep it that way, right? That's very clear. We all agree on that point? Are we all on the same page? If anyone has a cross question on this, or if anyone feels the other way, Mohit agrees on this. That's great. Mr. Mohit Mankhade has agreed. Hey, hi Athar. Hi Athar. Thank you so much for joining. Local storage space. Yes. Can you explain, Athar, further? Like, what do you mean by that? Maybe I got you wrong. So maybe you can explain further. Sandeep agrees. Yes, name should be the same as the file name. So that's okay. That's perfect. So we all agree on the name, right? Now let's talk about thumbnail. Okay. So thumbnail is clear, right? So we have some problems in mind, whether we should process it in the local, like locally only, or should it go on the cloud? Now, of course, you can't do it on cloud unless until you have the privacy rules and all. But let's assume we have both of the options open. Okay, and we are going to consider. So we all agree that thumbnail is going to be a huge problem to solve, and I think it's one of the biggest features that we will provide as well. So we have to be very careful about it, that we give the best thumbnail, but we also need to be efficient with our speed and all. Let's say if someone uploads a video, they want to be very quick about it. So I feel under the file there needs to be two details. First is size and second is the duration of the file. That is so true. Yes, you need to know what's the size of the video, right? Because sometimes you distinguish between that. But what about, hey, okay, I think we can just suffice with the duration of the file, right? What do you think about it? Can we skip the size? Yes, filters. Okay, talk to me about filters. Sort by date. Yeah, yes, that's good, right? So Netflix currently doesn't do it. So what it does is like continue watching. You think about it, whatever you have opened recently, that is what you see. But we also need to provide an option. So let's kind of note it somewhere, right? I'm kind of missing this, sorry. So, okay, so name. Okay, let's probably create a new page and let's, okay, so what's going to be the file name? Is going to be the title as well. So that's something we all agree on, right? What's the next point? So thumbnail is going to be a problem, right? So thumbnail, I mean, not a problem, but it's a problem to solve, right? So it's a problem to solve. Okay, so we will think about it. Okay, so I'll make a smiling emoji about this. What is the next thing that Athar, you mentioned local storage space? I would love to hear more on this before I mention it here, just so that I'm clear on that. Sandeep says that I feel under the file there needs to be two details, right? So we also need to have details, right, of the video, right? So this is required. Okay, perfect. So this is required. So this is what Sandeep says. Okay, and he says there could be a size and it could be duration as well, right? And my question is, can we skip the size? I mean, it's not really a big deal, right? I agree, but if you think about a video, you can't really, like, probably mentioning it as 59 minutes here is much better than just saying that, hey, it's 155 KB or at some point of time 2.2 gigabytes, right? So that gets confusing. Like, people need to compare, because it doesn't make sense, right? 2.2 gigabytes of video initially can be of 10 seconds duration as well if it's of very high quality, but it can be useful. I agree. If someone wants to delete videos, they will probably want to delete through size. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it here and we're gonna probably think about it. Okay, so I'm gonna put a smiley emoji as well. Then Mohit says about the sorting. Yes, so this is sorting by date or size, right? These are the few things that we can have. So I'll also keep it like this. Yay. So Atharv has this point now. Okay, so if we are storing videos on local system, shouldn't we consider local storage of each system and let user know pre-hand how much of the storage will be used to store a video? I don't know if I make sense. Okay, no, of course, even I'm not making sense for a long time now. So it's all good, Atharv. You don't have to make sense always. But let's see what you're saying. So if you are storing videos on local system, should not we consider local storage of each system and let user know pre-hand how much of the storage will be used to store a video? Yeah, okay, so let me give you some context. Okay, let me know if we are on the same page. What we are trying to do is, whatever files that are existing, right? So you think about a file manager, right? You have these file manager. When you see all these files, they already have these videos stored in their system, right? So we are not going to download any videos or anything on their system. What we are going to do is, we are going to say, okay, whatever videos you have in this folder, we're going to give you a better preview of these, okay? But in a kind of a Netflix UI type thing, that looks better on with, you can actually scroll through these files and all. So that's what we are thinking right now. So I'm not sure, because then the user, if we can just let them know that, okay, this is the file size. One thing we can do is, we can let them know, okay, how much size. Yes, exactly, a preview system, but also like a file manager for videos, right? Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. But from your point, I think we can also add this thing, that we can let them know that, okay, probably you can say, okay, folder size, right? We can also have folder size and a few more details. Okay, we need some extra details as well, right? So I think this will be helpful, right? Only for them to manage, right? Right, only for them to manage. Let's say if you have a folder, right? You have this folder. What usually you have to do, you have to right click on properties, then you need to go through all the, what's the size of this and all. I think we can probably just do this. Yeah, we can just let them know straight away. Atharv has a good point. An automated way to tell the quality of video would be very funny. Yeah, exactly, right? And the easiest I can think about is, so usually what you do is, so when whatever the size of the video is and whatever the size in the sense, yeah, size of the video is and whatever the duration of the video is. So you see duration and size. Okay, now probably you can leverage this initially to just say, okay, what's the ratio of duration and size, to just tell the quality. Because if you see, if something is of 10 seconds and if it is of 2 gigabytes, right, and if something is of 1 hour and the size is still 2 gigabytes, then you of course know that what's the quality, but it's going to be very relative, right? You will have to probably have some relative threshold and all, but an automated way, quality of each video. Yeah, I think we should be able to get this directly from the metadata of a file, right? What I'm thinking is, you can have a metadata, probably when you try to read, you will have some metadata, right? And then we can just get what's the pixel, right? 1080p and all, quality and all. So these are the things that we have thought about so far. Come on guys, any more problems to solve? Let's not just talk about features. Let's also talk about what are the problems that are going to come in when we are trying to build this product. Okay, consider this is a system design interview. When someone asks you this, right? Maybe when you try to when let's say I've just moved a video, when I just downloaded the video from the internet, right? How much time does it take, right? That's going to be a problem. So performance is always going to be a problem, right? So how much time does it take for onboarding of a video? Let's say, time taken to onboard a video, right? We can probably keep this as here, right? Right. So whenever a new video comes up, how much time does it take for us to give all these details to the user, right? So can we be efficient about it, right? Can we be, very smart about this decision as well, right? So are we okay to compromise on this, or are we not okay about it, right? So it's also on the user. We can give them an option. Hey, if you don't want a thumbnail, okay, just go ahead and click and start watching. One thing I also want to do, okay, maybe we didn't think about it, but Netflix, the main feature is also an option to view the video, right? You should be able to watch the video. So we don't want, so probably we are thinking of an HTML5 video player and all, right? So that's always there. You guys agree, right? That's going to be a very important problem to solve, right? So they don't have to open VLC media player. They don't have to download all these things. They should be able to watch the video immediately, right at this app, whatever it is, right? Sandeep has a point now. Let's see. If we want to watch the video on local server, then can we add a feature to downscale the quality of performance and bandwidth? Yes. That's the question. Want to watch? Yes. Okay, about this. So this watch the video has a few points. Netflix always has a preview section. Exactly, Athav. I know you were a few minutes late. Let me tell you. So now this preview feature is very tricky, right? I think I mentioned it somewhere. Oh, we didn't. Okay, good. Okay, so let's mention it here. Preview feature, right? Now preview feature, because a lot of times whatever local videos you have, those are going to be private, right? So how are you going to handle those private videos? Let's say if I'm opening this app with my family and they see that video and then they kick me out of this home, right? So this product is going to be like, I don't know, I'm just going to delete the source code of this product once I get kicked out of home, right? So we have to think about, right? Probably we can have NSFW content filter out, right? So you can always check whether there are yeah, exactly. I hope my mom is not watching this, but I'm just saying that no, okay, let's consider Mohit's file system, right? So he has a lot of private videos, of course, and then we need to detect the NSF. Please bro, थोड़ा compromise कर ले यार, क्या ना? देख अंकल आंटी तो नहीं देख रहे, मेरे मम्मी पापा देख सकते हैं ये वीडियो, ठीक है? तो थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर लेना प्लीज़, ठीक है? सो मोहित हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ प्राइवेट वीडियोस एंड देन वी नीड टू डिटेक्ट द NSFW कंटेंट ऑन हिज फाइल सिस्टम, राइट? बिकॉज मेरे में तो सिर्फ पढ़ाई की वीडियोज़ हैं, राइट? एनीवे, सो दिस इज़ वन थिंग वी नीड टू कंसिडर. सो दिस इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम टू सॉल्व एज वेल, right? Okay, so what Sandeep mentioned we also need to consider. So watch the video. You can we downscale? Downscale the quality. Homework videos, yeah, exactly Sandeep. We all are on the same page. Let's try to get 6 GB study material. Yes, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. चलो डिस्ट्रैक्ट मत करो यार, ये प्रोडक्ट नहीं बन पाएगा, फिर स्ट्रीम बंद करनी पड़ेगी. देखो ऐसे मत करो. चलो ओके, जोक्स अपार्ट, are you guys really happy with whatever we have discussed so far? I think we have a lot of other problems to solve, right? But do you think we have pondered enough to probably... Yes, exactly. Yes, Atharva, I agree, you know, and that's what the very important thing is that we should decide on. Are we okay on computing either locally or cloud? See, whenever a product like this goes public, right, you always have a free tier and you have a premium tier, right? So you have a freemium type of product, the business model, right? So what we have is, if you want to opt for free, that means you'll only have local computing and all, right? So in that case, it's on you. You don't have enough RAM, it's gonna take time, right? Let's talk about it, right? But if you want to pay us like for, let's say, some X dollars per month, we can of course compute on cloud, right? And then we of course let you know that okay, your videos are taken care of. Like privacy is a thing, but of course we need to sign some agreement and all that is usually taken care of. So I'm not overthinking about it right now. If we are computing it on cloud, we can provide more features, right? But that comes with a trade-off. So of course this will be a compute intensive task, right? And there are a lot of tasks, not just this. I think we have so many tasks that are going to be compute intensive. So we will have to probably categorize them, that what is going to be our priority when we try to design this system, right? One more thing I was thinking about, which I forgot just now. That is great. I was thinking about video fragmentation, to be honest, right? Because so how are you going to store the videos or load the memory? So video loading in the memory. So how are you going to load the video in the memory? Because let's say if a video is of 10 GB, right? You can't really just do you can probably read frame by frame, right? You have to probably skip a lot of frames. You have to decide on that. Can we do fragmentation? Exactly. So you can't really keep everything in memory, right? Because that's not possible. So we have to probably perform fragmentation, right? Because all we really care about, let's say if we decide, okay, the thumbnail is always going to come within 10% of the video, right? And of course we can decide on only if the video is of greater than whatever your memory is divided by 10, let's say, okay, we will have to get this number. Let's say if I have 64 GB of RAM, then I'm okay on loading a 2 GB video, or in total 2 GB videos, like videos of 2 GB size in memory, right? But if I only have 2 GB of memory, then I'm not okay with that. I'll have to probably limit it down to 256 MB, okay, or something like that, right? So we'll have to consider whatever RAM you have that is available and not just the total RAM. So it's going to be very tricky, and we have to think about that as well. You guys agree on that? Are we all on the same page so far? If you have any cross questions, even any doubts or any points to make, please go ahead and do it. Yes, Mohit is on the same page. Good. Yep. Okay, Athav, thank you. Let me put some really cute emojis. How is my handwriting, by the way? It looks good, right? It's not bad. I mean, it's good. It's not bad. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Hi, Mama. ठीक है. Thank you so much for joining. I hope आप अभी आए हो. आप इससे पहले नहीं थे, I assume. Thank you. ठीक है. बाकी ऑफ कोर्स अभी हम लोग जो भी बात कर रहे हैं वो मोहित के फाइल सिस्टम के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. मेरा फाइल सिस्टम इज़ प्योरली बिल्कुल खचाखच प्योर. नहीं फ़ोन मत क्या भाई, क्या ये मोहित, ये सब नहीं भाई, मस्ती. ठीक है, ओके, अपने ही धोखा देते हैं. ठीक है भाई मोहित. चलो, all right guys, so let's come back to the point, right? So we have these problems to solve. What else are we missing? Come on, we are missing something. Are we? Yeah, exactly. One thing I forgot to mention, I was going to mention it before. Yes, so it is about indexing, right? Can we do this computation in the background, right, before even the app is opened? So indexing is always going to be very useful in these kind of videos, right? Abhinav says, who does the fragmentation, the video player or the streaming platform? See, the video player is going to be within this streaming platform. It's going to be a simple HTML5. So I don't assume that. So video player is not going to tinker with videos. That's what my assumption is right now. Maybe in the future we will come to know about it. But I assume that streaming platform will do it. And fragmentation, by that I just mean, maybe for thumbnail, you really don't need to load the whole video, right? Or even if you're watching, let's say when you start playing a video, right? Usually playing a video, if you see locally, playing a 100 GB video will be very slow on your system, right? It's very slow. Can we make it faster? That's a problem to solve later on, right? So when you try to watch a video, which is huge, can we make it probably, better? That's a problem to solve, and we will think about it. Also, one more thing. So indexing is, of course, you guys are on the same point, right? So Sandeep has a point. I really like your videos. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I'm a lurker though. You're too smart. Learning from you and code with Simran. Don't know if you have heard about her. यार बहुत सारी सिमरन के नाम सुने मैंने. ठीक है, एक तो शाहरुख खान के साथ थी. इसके बारे में इनके बारे में नहीं सुना मैंने. सॉरी, कोड विद सिमरन के बारे में. But if you think that she's good, so she's good. Yes, happy to hear that you are enjoying my videos. I'm smart. ऐसा तुम सोचते हो उसके लिए भी thank you. Really appreciate that. Yes. अच्छा, ठीक है. So indexing हो गया एक चीज़. Now I'm gonna come back to indexing, okay, because it's going to be very important. I think it's gonna impact the performance a huge way, right? So it's going to be very important. Also, I'm just gonna put it out there that watching large videos, okay, so we will have to consider buffering, right? Honestly speaking, what I would think is, right, like, of course you remember that when you, okay, I don't think it will be visible here. Let me actually open a new page, okay? So what you see, right, so on Netflix, right, if you're watching a movie and the movie is छोटा भीम, भीम की शक्ति, right? So and if you just hover on this, right, then you see a preview. Yeah, so this is a preview that you get here, right? So what you want to do is whenever you hover on something, you really get the preview, right? Now that's the buffering you also need to consider. इसके लिए buffering होगा नहीं होगा, whether this feature should be there or not, we have to think about it. So let's also add one point, preview on hover while watching video, right? We can probably just say timestamp, right? So this is a problem to solve. Yay. Okay, now I'm having lots of ideas because, like, of course, if you guys have done some AI, I mean, I'm sure there are a couple of people already who do it. Of course, you would like to have some image classification, object detection, and all of that. Like, you know, how many people were there in the video. You can have all of these properties filtered out. You can have all of these outputs with your video, and it's going to be very useful, right? But let's not think about features a lot. Let's talk about the problems. That's what the design is about, right? Hi Buggy, thank you so much for joining. I remember you were in my NeoVim video, right? That's where I remember you from. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Yes, guys, if you're new, please consider subscribing. Can I have 770 subscribers today? Come on, just one subscriber. Yeah, come on. That's nothing. Yeah, just ask your friends to watch these videos if they can. Actually, ranking or recommendation should be considered. Okay, ठीक है, yes, okay. Yeah, I mean, ranking किस हिसाब से अथर्व, like what do you mean by ranking? I understand recommendation. Recommendation would be cool, but that means that we have to process a lot of videos beforehand. Okay, I'm just gonna put it there because of course we are just putting anything right now. So ranking / recommendation. Because if you can get recommendation from your local files, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to take a lot of computing in the cloud, so that is definitely going to happen pre-compute. I mean / cloud, we will need this. We will probably need this, a lot of compute. So again, this is compute intensive. Let's just put it. Or you can also have it running in the background, but I think like depending on what we are building, I'm just moving more towards the cloud infrastructure, because if we start doing it locally, it's just going to block us with a lot of problems in hand, and I don't think that's going to look good. Because if we do it locally, only thing we are going to get is thumbnail, file size, duration. So all of these things are the like limitations if we do it on a local file system, right? So yeah, this is what we understand so far. Do you guys like it so far? Whatever we have come up, like we have in this page, file name, thumbnail, details of the video, size and duration of the file, sorting by data size, folder size, extra details, whatever you can provide, right? Quality of each video, metadata, that probably we'll get that from metadata, but we don't know yet. Time taken to onboard a video. When a new video is added, how much time does it take for the app to process everything and show it up there? Watch the video, can we downscale for the quality purposes and all? Can we just give them an option, hey, can you can view it in lower quality, but doesn't make sense if you have it loaded, but we'll see. Computing, do we want to do it locally or cloud? If we do it on cloud, we get more features, faster speed and all. But we need internet for that, and they'll have to pay for that definitely. Video loading in the memory, how much do we want to load even for thumbnail? Indexing is there. Watching large videos, how much buffering is going to be there? Can we do fragmentation, all of that stuff? And preview on hover while you're just previewing the 4th minute frame, 5th minute frame, 6th minute frame. Are we going to provide that? Ranking and recommendation, that's also one thing that we can provide, right? So these are the things that we are having in the list. Of course, just going to put it here, but not. I don't think we should do it right now. But we should have video processing, right? And we should have details from here, right? So it should be people, like probably just unique people in the video. You can do a lot of AI. Once you have data, right, you can have unique people, number of people as well. I mean there's so many details that you can have, right? So you can just leverage that, and you can try to categorize the whole file. Like the file manager can just be about, like in Google Photos, you see you have these people, and you can just click on Kush and you can have all these photos of just Kush in the images. You can also have this for file manager in videos. It's becoming more like a file manager for videos, but the reason we call it local flicks is because it's gonna look like Netflix. You know, the performance and everything is gonna be like Netflix. So it's not just a file manager. We are not going to give an option to delete the video and all of that. That is on you. But we can always have an option to open in file manager, right? We can also, I'm just gonna, before I forget, I can have open video in file manager. I think this will be very handy, right? Once they know, okay, this is the video I'm looking for, and this is the video I want to delete, for example, they can just click on open video in file manager. Then it will open the default file manager for you, and you can just see it there. All right, guys, how do you like it so far? Come on. Do you are you guys on the same page? Do you think that we have thought about all the problems we need to solve so far? Because of course, once we start doing it, we'll know more about it. Thank you, Mohit. Yes. Okay, perfect. And everyone, are you guys here? Okay, let me know. So in the next video, we will be designing it further. So we'll be doing the system design part, where we will actually, draw some flowchart diagrams, class diagrams and all of that. Just give me 1 second. Yes, all good. Nice. Right, okay. So I think we are done with the design today. If anyone is here, please say hi. I have like zero idea of what and how of this, but hopefully I can learn something or at least get some exposure. Yes, Buggy, thank you so much. Yeah, I can just quickly talk about what we are trying to do, right? So whenever you open a file manager, you have a lot of files in a folder, right? Now there's a concern. Let's say you have these videos and whatever, like you want to see, okay, which one was my movie video, which one was my homework video, which one was my meeting lecture video, and whatever, right? Now you usually have to open it and go through 30th minute and say, okay, yeah, this was the one with audio, this was the one without audio. You have to just go through it. So it's really tiring process. Now the reason Netflix is very popular because of the UI, the performance and everything, the preview, everything is really smooth, right? So I was thinking, can we do it for local videos, for local file system, and not just for videos on the cloud, right? So that's what I wanted to design. It's called local flicks, right? So we were thinking about the problems that we can think about. It has to do nothing about technology, or I mean computer science in general. Nothing is about computer science here. We are just talking about what are the features that you will probably want in this app / web app or whatever, right? So for example, we have these listed here, right? So you want to know what's going to be the file name, what's going to be the thumbnail of a video, because you want to see in Netflix, you see, even when you want to watch a video, if the thumbnail is not cool, you're never going to watch it, right? So that's one thing you always want. Okay, what should be the thumbnail? So we will always have to calculate the thumbnail, like compute the thumbnail. And how should we do that? That's a problem to solve. Now details of the video, you'll always need the size and duration of the file. Sorting by date and size, you can always sort the videos. Folder size, how huge is this folder that you're actually browsing right now. Quality of each video, it's 1080p, 360p video. All of these things that are really going to help us, help even the users browse through their videos and decide what they want to do, right? So these are the few problems you are thinking about, are the challenges like what are features / challenges / problems we need to solve or we need to be aware of while designing it. So that's what we were doing today. Yeah. Do you like it? Do you get some of it? I hope you gotcha. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, so it's very cool, right? And even if you're not able to build it, even designing this system is going to teach us a lot, right? So if we are just going to do the thumbnail part, let's say at the end of the day we are just able to compute the thumbnail, that's going to be enough engineering, right? It's good if we can do it on cloud, if we can do it locally, we can find an algorithm that does it. So it's going to, of course, it's going to be a huge project, but if we can take it one by one, I think we'll be able to finish something by whatever. I don't know when it's gonna finish, but yeah. All right, guys. I hope you guys like it. I think since we are doing technical streams, I don't want to make it longer. and of course we are 50 minutes into the stream, so I'll try to end it now. But if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions on the feedback, or did you like it, did you not like it, come on, you can at least like let me know. Sounds like an app a data holder should have. Oh, that's me. Exactly, right? Like next stream kab, Athav, we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is Sunday, definitely will. So I usually do it morning of my time as well, and evening, so I don't have a time schedule so far. But if you can please join my Discord channel, I'll really appreciate that. Let me share the link with you as well. I mean, all of you, of course. Okay, let me see. Windows 3 is going to be, yeah, nice. Pop OS is good. Oh wow. Oh, what is this? Tech stack suggestion. Hi, yeah, let's talk about it, right? What do you think? What's gonna be the tech stack, right? Because yeah, this is, yeah. Hey, man, text copy karna padega. There you go. Please join this Discord channel, guys. I'm trying to keep it active, but there are not a lot of people who come through Discord. They come through my WhatsApp status updates, somewhat YouTube notifications. So yeah, Tauri plus React.js plus Rust. Yeah. Yes, I know Rust. I've heard of Tauri. React.js we can do, but we'll have to learn as we go. So Rust is for the backend, if I get it right. Tauri, what are you gonna use it for? Yeah. Yes, for building the app, and React.js is going to be for front end. Nice. That was quick, Athav. We can probably opt for this one. Yeah. How? Okay, so Tauri has a good. Yeah, you can do Rust. Okay, so that's good. Yep, sounds good to me. So I think what we are going to do is we are not going to concentrate on the UI in the initial parts. Right, so in the initial phase, we are not going to concentrate on the UI. We are going to concentrate on the background part. Like we'll start focusing on the thumbnail calculation, right? And then we can move forward, right? Yes, Tauri is written in Rust. Yes, I heard about this on some Rust streamers, so I wasn't really aware of what exactly it is. I just knew that they were using something else other than Tauri for some reasons. I don't know. Thank you, Athav. Thank you. I hope to see you more in the streams then. Right, so this is something that we will be doing more. That will be focusing on the backend. Then the React.js stuff will come when we have something to show, right? We can, whenever we are bored of the backend, we can shift to front end and then we can talk more about it, right? That makes sense to all of you? Yes. I mean, sorry, yes, in the sense like it makes sense to me, but I hope it makes sense to all of you as well. Again, if you are new, please, I mean, there's nothing wrong in suggesting to your friends that, hey, you can subscribe to my channel. Please do that, right? I expect that people will come and watch these videos. If they don't, that's okay. But if you like the content, please let me know. Atharv, Abhinav, Buggy, Mohit was here, of course. Sandeep, XNNS, that's a cool name by the way. Chetan, Gagandeep. I hope you guys like the stream. Do let me know, okay? Join the Discord channel if you can. I would love to have you there and we can always talk about it, okay? It was very nice. Looking forward to implementing. Yeah. Tomorrow we are going to system design, like properly design the system first. Okay. And then we will move forward to implementation from Monday. Okay. So it's going to be very exciting, guys. Please stay updated on Discord and let me know in the chat on Discord if you have any questions. Mohit is excited. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you for the idea as well. Me and Mohit were talking about it before the stream and we thought that we'll just go and do it instead of, being very prepared about all the things. So he was very helpful about this. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm not going to extend the bye-bye. Okay. I'm going to leave now and then let's meet tomorrow. Okay. I will update on Discord when are we going to meet. So please stay there. And yes, thank you so much. Take care, everyone. I'm going to share the notes somewhere. Okay, so that you guys can also see it. I think it will be useful for all of you as well. So I'll do it, okay? And then let's catch up again, okay? Take care, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you, Atharv. Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you, Buggy. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you, Mummy. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, XNNS. Thank you, Kushi. Who else is there? Thank you, Chetan. Thank you, Gagandeep. We had 10 unique people. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Take care everyone. Bye. Have a good day, Atharv, and everyone in the US. Have a good night, everyone in India. And if someone is from Pakistan, that's also okay. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. Sorry, I just said it in the flow. But anyways, it wasn't offensive. Okay, anyways, guys, take care. Bye. Bye, everyone. I'm gonna stop streaming now. Bye, Mohit. Bye, everyone. I'm gonna stop streaming now. Stop recording first. Stop streaming now.